day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. All right, quick video today, quick piece of content about the ongoing situation at the border between the United States and the Republic of Mexico. So obviously you can see the militarization of the shared border between the United States and the Republic of Mexico. So why is this happening? Why is the United States sending elements of the 82nd, the 101st, various Marine units to the border? Actual militarized elite light infantry formations to the border with Mexico. Well, it's the drug cartels. The border, and for all intents and purposes, Mexico is a militarized nation state that is controlled by what is essentially a terrorist entity known as the Mexican drug cartels. Now, how does this happen? How does a nation state get taken over by drug lords? It's a good question. And it would take some time to explain what has happened in Mexico. And by and large, to the crux of the issue, it's the Mexican system. It has always been a corrupt system. The current president of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum. All right. Anyway, well, she is in power because she will not rock the boat. She was placed into this position by the Mexican drug lords. She is in the position she has right now because of Mexican drug lords. They control her. And thus, with her Marxist-Leninist ideology, do some research. You will verify this yourself. She is a communist light who answers to the drug lords. Now, the problem is that when your country is controlled by drug lords and you are using the border as a funnel to move in narcotics and conduct human smuggling operations to get masses of people into the United States, again, they are bringing in not skilled labor. For the most part, it is unskilled farming labor or unskilled labor. And compounding this problem is the free benefits, the free stuff. The free stuff. The former party in charge, the Democrats, the Social Democrats, were providing these illegal aliens coming from Mexico and many other nation states, these poor and impoverished people, essentially looking for the most part, a free handout because they were given a free handout. The uptick in illegal crossings occurred because the Biden administration, wanting to change the demographics of the United States, where they would be the permanent party in power, they, the Social Democrats, would use the influx of illegal aliens and lax voting laws to hold a permanent grip on power. Unfortunately for them, a majority of real Americans said, no, we're not going to do it. And now Donald Trump is going to militarize the border. He is probably going to have to induce the Insurrection Act, I believe of 1807, to combat this issue. This is going to have to be a military issue. At some point, the United States is going to have to destroy the drug cartels. It's an absolute must. An absolute must. If something were to happen, either externally or internally to the United States, and we have a hostile nation state, which, yes, is Mexico. Mexico, under the control of the drug lords, are a hostile nation state. And they have to be treated as such. Look, Claudia Sheinbaum is not going to combat the drug cartels. She's not going to do anything. She is not going to prevent the drug cartels from trying to send hordes of masses into the United States, both in terms of people and drugs. Not going to do it. So the United States has to do it. We have to do it as a people. We have to secure and militarize our border. If that takes putting minefields, creating a buffer zone, utilizing drones and helicopter gunships, the full weight of the American military, to prevent and destroy the drug cartels, then so be it. So be it. It has to be done. The threat has to be eventually eliminated. Any nation state, any other nation state that was faced with the same kind of threat would eventually act. They would have to act. You cannot not act. And thus, we will see probably within about 90 days after the analyses of what is happening in Mexico and at the border. At that point, we will probably see a very large-scale military buildup. And I think for a period of time, at least, things could get messy. Things could get very messy. We will see additional engagements between the drug cartels and possibly the U.S. military. And ultimately, this is a Mexican problem. But unfortunately, the Mexicans aren't going to take care of this problem. They will not do it. They cannot keep their own house in order, and it's just too easy. It's just too easy. It's too easy to be a narco state than a state that is ruled by law and order. And therein lies the problem. All these Mexicans and all these other peoples from quasi-failed nation states, they come here, and unfortunately, they have a tendency to bring those problems with them. And eventually, what they fled from in Mexico becomes the reality here inside of the United States. Unless they do it right. Unless they do it right, they come in via a process, and they want to be Americans. Most are just here temporarily to make some money. And unfortunately, because of the last administration, they were making it advantageous for those individuals to stay here and get free shit. If you look at Chicago, those indigenous peoples of Chicago complaining about the illegal immigrants, the illegal aliens. They were complaining because those illegal aliens were getting free shit and they weren't. And that's the crux of it. So this is going to be a military solution, and we're going to cover it. As always, thanks for joining us. More to come very soon. Have a good day.